And you never seen, you don't even know if an ambulance or coroner came there. How come we didn't see when exactly what time they got there, and we didn't see when they took away her body? See, there's a lot of pieces missing.
Been on the live.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We just shooting the breeze. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody's happy with that. And not anybody that's been in this been following this as intensely. They're not happy with that with that show. I don't blame them. Let me let you go and I will call you when I hit the road, okay? You're gonna be on the road. Don't say nothing else. Hold on a second.
Okay. Everyone have a blessed day.
That's Alethea. Bye, lady. All right, bye. I was messing around with something. Hang. So you had me doing extra shit. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, this is like a crazy moment. Hey, Diane. Give me a second. I gotta still zip up the damn dress. I didn't even finish zipping up my dress because I was running my mouth with Alethea. Oh, maybe I wear my red jacket today. No, I'm gonna look at it the other way. Okay. I zipped up the dress. Um, we're still going through um the things related to all shit. Okay. All right. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like losing it. Um. Oh man. Hang on a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta go get my other sweater. green. Okay, the green brush is being broken off. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm coming back, Diane. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. I have to get myself together in the morning. Uh, okay. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Now, a funny little thing happened on my way to the YouTube. That's a funny thing. Funny thing happened on my way to the YouTube. I don't understand how I managed to be on people's radar. I don't understand why I'm even on. Like I even well, lady, you should get your rest. But I'm glad that you're spending time with me. But you should be getting rest. I don't know what happened with this little spot in this in my hair, but that shit has been annoying for a couple of days to me. So I'm gonna do this shit a little bit differently so that it won't be annoying the fuck out of me right now. Oh, you've been up since 3:30. I have not. I was asleep. This is the first time I was able to sleep, but it was because I was on the panel until like midnight, a little after midnight. I had to shut that down. Um, hold on a second. 'Cause I just do some crazy shit like this. I'm not the hair salon. I don't do the same things they doing because that's the time you normally get up to go to work. So your body is set for that time. Got it. Um, yeah. Well, that's crazy. But with all things being equal, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin where we begin at. But yeah, I did come. I did wake up. I normally do speak to Alethea before I go live, just to say hi. But some mornings it gets away from us, and then some mornings it doesn't. This is one of those mornings because I didn't get to speak to her after the airing of the Kanika thing, so she was just telling me, her thoughts and Kanika being in the freezer and what the body should have been, what temperature the body should have been on, and stuff like that. So I don't have any kind of experience in that area. So I really don't know what anything should be like. Um, and that's it. But what I do know, if you air that silly video on your channel, you will get a copyright because that is a full-fledged show. I don't know how you're gonna be able to show it. I was surprised with what I knew that for certain that the spoilers would be out. The spoilers would be out there. Um, let me see what I'm gonna discuss today because it was such a lengthy conversation. Shout out to Mr. Um Jack Spade. He came on with his interesting approach to conversation. Um, and I say his interesting approach to conversation. But I let it go on like that because I use everything as a learning moment, and there's a certain type of style of way people communicate on on these social things when they get up there. So you either have one or two things. There's one or two types of people. There's the type of person that just wants to talk, so you let them talk, or there's the type of person that likes to ask questions. They're not there to be interviewed, so they like to ask a lot of questions, and that thing could be kind of crazy dealing with. And that's it. I cannot find my green brush. Oh, and and that's that. I don't know what happened to my edge control brush. I cannot find it to save my life. Anyway, it is what it is. Um, it is what it is. I don't even know what today is because I'm not trying to even. I'm not even trying to have it. Hey, Sam Francis. I don't know if I'll see you in a minute. I feel like I haven't spoken to them. I know, but I gotta go into the. I remember when I used to have a toothbrush on my desk. Oh, but it's definitely time to wash my hair because I'm actually scratching the scalp with the comb, and that feels good. I want to say you ain't missed nothing, but I did have a panel style. I went and I downloaded the app that everybody uses on here to have a panel. Since it's 20, since they give you 20 hours a month for free, I figure I don't have panel too often. I could do that, but all my best guys couldn't get on because they messed it up or whatever. Some of that stuff is convenient, but that's it. Okay, now I did all of that, and guess what? I don't have a scrunchie. I was playing with the scrunchie. My hate the light colored scrunchies to piss me off, but that's what I got right now. It's a light colored scrunchie, and that is what I'm going to use. Okay. Good morning, Joanna. Did y'all all get to see the Kanika? No, I'm not even gonna call it Kanika. Did y'all all get to see the MTV uh, uh, uh coverage? It's amazing that we are 2 years out, going on. Well, we're 2 years and 4 months today, right? Um, that we're 2 years and 4 months out, and they felt the necessity to put that out. And I was saying from my perspective that this was something definitely in the making, because they had extensive interviews with people that died in 2018. So maybe this was something they was going to put out in 2019, and they just didn't get around to it. But they were hoping probably to kick off their series with a group of people following them thereafter that had been active, because I don't think there's no greater community of um, a smorgasbord of people put together than the Kanika community. And what's so unique about the Kanika community, when I want to talk about its good moments, is their family, um, how that it's a distant cousin type of relationship that is there. There are closer family bonds in that Kanika community than what people probably have with their own families. And that's it. Uh, and the people that really, and it's in each grouping, right? It's in each grouping. Um, and that's just the way it is. So you could, like, so if you had the Smiths over here, the Smiths are hanging tight and all of their connections, and then maybe somebody in the Smith married somebody over in the Jones, and the Jones group is really strong. That has always been the one thing I like about that's the one thing I like about the communities, how they congregate, if that's so to speak. Of course, there are people in the community, um, that. So I'm gonna get on my shit. The community. No, the people. There are some people in the community that just don't get them. That just don't get along. They just don't jive with each other. So let me tell some people in the community some shit, because there comes a time when you just have to let a person know, I'm not watching you, homie. Do you? All the damage. I'm about to enter my second year anniversary here, right? And all the damage had been done. So I don't know why anybody is airing any videos of me. I don't know why anyone's calling me a liar, why anybody thinks I'm a liar. Don't watch me. If you think I'm a liar, don't watch me. It's simple. I ain't checking for you peoples. Okay? Now, I went into a room. Yeah, it is a nasty little house at the end of the street. And they got a nasty little church at the end of the street too. Sorry, you wrote in all caps. But I hear you. There is a nasty little house at the end of the street, and there's a little church too with a pastor and a master, or whatever you want to call it, with a pastor and a deacon. I think it's a pastor and a deacon, right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. It's got the pastor, female pastor, and the deacon, right? I call that the porter's house, right? So just realize this: I don't go to the end of the block. I'm not visiting the little nasty house at the end of the block with the scary old man and shit. And I'm not visiting. I'm not going to the porter's house either. I gave up religion if I have to go to the porter's house. So now, this is what I'm gonna make abundantly clear, because I came in on the conversation late. I don't care who got ripped off, right? And honestly, I don't care who collected money in somebody's name. I don't care none of that shit. You know why? Because when and this is a point, but I can't make you people see it in that nice community of family folks, because y'all love hard. But when the shit was hitting the fan, that woman was posturing herself, right? As she was better than everybody else. I don't know how you go from having a family incident that you bring to the YouTube, right? A personal incident that you bring to the YouTube that somebody makes fun of, but because you have another personal incident take place, you have a death in the family, fuck it. You have a death in the family because this is what I'm hearing. This fuck what I'm hearing. This is what I believe I understand it to be. And if it ain't, I don't really give a fuck because I don't care about your story. Because you came in my room and you tried to tell your story here in my room, and I thought it was a disgusting move. And I checked you on it while you was in my shit. And you tried to be like you try to throw a little flip to me, right? This is my shit. You can't come in my shit advertising your shit. And that's what I told the person. Because they was in here talking about all the moves they were making in government and in their child situation, etc., etc. I'm not going to talk about nobody's parent rearing because that's not my place. But when you came up in here, so I can only speak on my experience. You came up in here, um, that's what you was sharing, and you was rocking with the Porter's house. And that was it. And you chose openly to rock with the Porter house because you had your uppity Negro attitude. So when the Porter's house did whatever they did to you, good for you. And don't come over here and tell me about it. I saw it in the chat and it was like, hi, blah, blah, blah. Take that shit over to the courtroom. Maybe it wants to be some entertainment over here, but as far as I'm concerned, I ain't interested. I don't care if them people rip off anybody in the community that gets ripped off. When people have definitely put the big X mark on a people house, that's exactly what it is. But you know what's so funny is that they get upset. Didn't I tell everybody here? A man made a video about my teeth and he opened up a GoFundMe for my teeth. And he was going to collect money on the GoFundMe for my teeth. And I politely wrote GoFundMe and I was like, this person has made a video about me and I put my thing up there and I was like, I'm collecting money on my behalf, right? No response from them. I went in the following day and I said, I'm a New Jersey resident. I would like the money since that is about my teeth and that's a collection on my behalf. I would like the money for it. And because he's fraudulently set this up, right? Same language I use, exact same. I cut and paste the same shit. Only difference is I started with I would like the proceeds from this fraudulent event because it is this fraudulent campaign because it's intended for me. And what happened? I guess as soon as I pressed the send button, within like 15, 20 minutes, I get an email that said, we have removed that GoFundMe account. Okay. So they didn't let me collect the funds from that. If you come here and you tell your heart wrenching story, anybody, yeah, Big Boy did that. Anybody can go and ask everybody for money on your behalf and take up a donation on your behalf, right? But it don't mean they have to give you the money. So it's okay, from what I see here, to know that somebody's taking up a donation on your behalf. It only becomes a problem if you don't get the money. Go figure. What you should have did at the time when you was up here telling the whole story, um, you should have said do not give any money. I don't want any donations. But since you people all need fucking money and you want to act like you better than every fucking body else, that's what happens. So you was down with the collecting of the money. It's only when you didn't get the money do you now want everybody else to feel sorry that you didn't get the money. And I don't even know why people are entertaining this because then people come out and say, "Oh, they so wrong. They didn't give her the money. They scammed her." No, they scammed, but they didn't scam her. They just collected in the person's name. That's like going door to door and saying, "I'm collecting for a family that has a fire." And you could just present because the person came on the YouTube and gave their story. I can see you doing a door to door survey for it. Canvas. You can canvas the community and collect money because you got a real life story. Lady, you come up here, right? If I came up here and said, yes, yes, and they thought they was gonna get the money, and when they didn't get the money, then you want to come and we all the way back to the rest of the people, so they could be upset about it. Fuck you, and the money too. And go do your good charitable stuff, stick your nose up to the rest of us, and keep it moving. Take your L. Take the problem here is everybody want to be a gangster, but nobody want to take the L's when the L's come. I ain't never seen thugging, bugging people, right? These people that are so thick. But in the spirit of being Monica Mo Justice, I will remind you that if you are a victim of an internet scam, that the federal government, the feds, have a website that you can go to and report those type of cyber crimes. That voice is disgusting in the morning. You can report those type of cyber crimes. And let me just go to that video again so that y'all could have to go through. There's a whole video, and I think there it is the internet crime thing. Did I ever put the link to that inside the video? Let me see. Oh, I gotta go find it. Internet crime. File a complaint with the IC3. You can file a complaint with the IC3. You can list all your details and what have you with the federal government. It's got the whole seal. It's got the whole seal for you to see it. See it? I have it as a thumbnail. Internet crime complaints. See what it says? Internet crime complaints. And you can take people like this and you can file yourself an internet crime complaint. That is the best advice I can give a person. At the time that we started uh Alethea's case, I didn't know about the internet crime complaint section because I would have filed her thing there. And I'm waiting eagerly to put it there. And I'm not even going to lie about it. But because we did go into the local level, because we went to the local level, I'm just holding out. But when we get to the 1 year mark, I'll be having a harsher conversation with Alethea about filing. The good thing about this is anyone can file. So I can file without Alethea, or I can file with Alethea on behalf of Alethea. But I think it's a reasonable amount of time if we get to the 1 year mark and they still are telling us that they're waiting for answers, then I believe we'll just up it to them. That's my strategy at this point. But at any given moment, one can file an internet crime complaint. You just have to certify that the information that you're providing to the federal government, because it has a button for it, and it says, it essentially just means that you are confirming that the information is accurate. This, so you're swearing to the information. And because I feel the way I feel about Alethea's situation, eventually, if we don't get an answer, I'm gonna file one way or the other over there based on the information I have or based on Alethea's information as total. And if I file either way, I'm gonna say that they've taken their slow ass time about it, and that's just the end of it, right? But they've been moving in some positive directions with that, and we're just waiting for the final, um, after the holidays, that disposition of it, and then come back and say what was the positive stuff that came out of it. But we were encouraged before the year ended. So um, it's just a wait and see process. But when it comes down to stuff like that, if you feel that someone has uh, committed an internet crime about you, exercise the IC3 site and go there and make it worth your while. File whatever you need to file whatever you need to file in order to bring justice for yourself. Um, and that's it. And hopefully, just because um, there's a level when I'm dealing with women, I like to think of it as a level of respect, and there's a level of disrespect around here, and people disrespect people every day, and they think they're entitled to do so. But the same people that you F over on your way up are the same people you want to see on your way down. And this is that situation, in my opinion. But anybody that comes to me and tells me anything about the Porter's house doing something to them, I immediately go talk to the hand because I'm not listening. Because I'm not interested. I'm really not interested. And that's just where it lies for me. I'm just not interested. I don't think it's worthy of anyone's time. Um and that's the best advice I could give anybody if you feel like you've been a victim of a internet crime, and that's it. But there comes some point in time, right? I was talking to someone, hey Boogie, I was talking to someone and they said, in my state, they used to have a cyber unit. Now, I took this with a grain of salt, so I'm gonna ask you to take it with a grain of salt. But they shut it down because there's been enough of these cases out here that people should know not to get involved in these things. I can't believe that because cybersecurity is one of the biggest threats. This is why, when we talk about this stuff with the countries and war, my immediate thought goes the best way to infiltrate the US would be with a cyber attack. That's the next level of um that's the next level. That everywhere you look, you've got somebody using the internet or using some kind of cyber something to carry out an activity in the United States. So every war doesn't have to have a casualty of a body. And those are the attacks. When you see the people are infiltrating an election and you really don't understand how they did it, right? the cyber attack on the 2016 election, the 2016 election, had to do with filtering or flushing out misinformation through our social channels and people going on the misinformation and rocking with it. That was a that's an example of a cyber attack. And when another country does it, it is serious. Okay, enjoy your day, Joanna. So there are all kinds. You don't necessarily have to have troops on the ground somewhere to experience war or be affected or impacted um, by an attack from the enemy. An enemy looks at a way to take you out. They attack you at home, and with all the happenings that we have and how codependent we are on the internet space, that is one of the biggest threats that could happen. And think about the different companies. I mean, when we hear instances where they have gotten into Experian, right, which would be like our credit reporting bureaus, right? We think of all the information that's stored there. So every attack doesn't have to result in death. It could be death to something else. So when I hear these people chanting all the stuff that they're chanting, I say to myself, can they get us a different kind of way? Is there a new kind of war they could launch? And I think there are, and I think they have become creative in doing so. And that too is unfortunate. T, and that's that. I believe they do. That's why when they keep and sometimes when they throw their temper tantrums, talking about NK, when they throw their temper tantrums, sometimes I say, oh, they're launching that, but they probably have another plan, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But I was I sleeping or dreaming? Cause I believe I heard. So I feel like I was dreaming, but that the guy tweeted too. That there's a tweet that he. Wait a second. That he um responded and wasn't gonna respond anymore. Something to that effect. What country was that again that they was having this problem with right now? Oh, it is a real tweet. Iran took. See, I thought this was in my sleep. Iran took and concluded proportionate measures in self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter, targeting base from which cowardly armed attack. Who wrote this? Hold on a second. Oh, DM, I gotta figure out my Twitter account. I believe I read something that it said Iran took and concluded, or I heard something that they took and concluded their mission. Or maybe this is theirs. Iran took and concluded proportionate measures in self-defense under Article 51 of UN Charter, targeting base from which cowardly armed attack against our citizens and senior officials were launched. We do not seek escalation of war, but will defend ourselves against any aggression. I don't know what these people are doing. Are you ready, T? Are you ready? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I ain't got much to say about much of anything today. I just wish that the other places, I can't stop people from talking about me. I wish they would. I can stop myself from listening to it. Um, but sometimes I don't even understand how I get on the radar. He gonna say good show yesterday because you was part of it. No, I thought it was a good conversation last night. Cause it was panel style and I was able to interact with other people. Um and I think, we were talking as honestly as we could. There were two good topics that came out of it. And at the end of the day, as it's good to come out and interact with other folks and have a group conversation. It's a good thing. You can't be so naive to it. I just wish I could get to a point where I'm like a star. Um Y'all gonna come up with these letters again and I don't know what they mean. Y'all got um all kinds of letters for this stuff. I don't even know who these people are, but I've seen some stuff. It's just some stuff I don't want to get into. You gotta be kidding me. They don't even know that yourself is one word. I mean, like, that's how you need to save yourself in the first place. Like, do you not know that yourself is one word? I mean, can we begin there? I mean, can we just begin there? Because so it should be SYBMs. I'm just saying, like, can we start there? This is why they need help. But honestly, I she said I need five. Please don't wake that dude up because he'll have 5 paragraphs and everything else to go with it. Did y'all see the part? Did you get a kick out of, because I got a kick out of it when he said, I'm in law. I was previously in law enforcement. And well, thank you. So reject joy before I go, because I only have a few minutes. I found that to be an interesting exchange with you and the other lady. Is there a problem that you've identified, that you've created a name, reject joy? Is it get well, she said you're a troll and you follow her around. Is there a problem that could be resolved, or this is just deep rooted? Just asking. Or is it for fun? Is it for fun and games? Um, but that thing was crazy when he said he was thing. Oh, okay. Um, okay. Understood. I be trying to build bridges between stuff. Sometimes stuff is um not serious, but if you don't know where something began, like I don't know, people need to mind their business, and that'd be the big problem on this shit. People like to insert themselves in other people's business when they really shouldn't. um I just hope it stay respectful, because I try to respect everyone, even though people see me, you know, clap back. That's a clap back. But I do try to respect folk, um, because I think we're too small of a society, right, in this little community that we have, to be at war with one another when there's much more bigger things to be done. So yes, I do want to turn the Wednesday, what do we call it? West Coast Wednesday, which is the evening edition, which is the most hard. The evening is hard for me because everything comes out in the evening. Hey, Aaron Collins, good morning to you. Um, so I try to deal with that on the level of, I want to now structure the Wednesday evening around a topic that everybody could come up and speak on. So I think the format is going to be something that I discuss, and then everybody else can join in by coming up and speaking on it. And we'll probably do it again through that. I think the call-in show doesn't work well because of the phone number thing, or I gotta find another free number that's feasible for all kind of phones. Um, but the calling kind of, from what I understand now, this StreamYard they has a mechanism in it where you're going to get a person's IP address. But I just think it's an opportunity to have a fair discussion um, with folks, and they can participate other than just typing. Um, and that's it. We'll work some parameters around it, but I think it's a good segue into something. So hopefully that'll pick up some latitude here. Anyway, thank you guys for participating in the discussion. Thank you for allowing me to share my time with you, and I really appreciate that. This is Mo. I've got to go.